and give her the real gift, which is the $200 worth of stock I want to get her. Just so you know, when you have if you have a child, I want to encourage you, buy your child stock for every birthday and every Christmas. Get them toys if you want to. Kids like toys, and nothing wrong with getting toys, but also get them some shares of stock as well, so that they will have a future. You know, the best thing you can buy for your kids is a future. How you doing, Amber? Good to see you. Yeah, so I don't have a ton of time to talk today, but I wanted to discuss something that I just ran across that really just kind of got my goat a little bit, kind of got to me a little bit. It has to do with Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish. Now, you guys know, you might have seen the video I did on Tiffany before, where I basically explained that she's kind of a walking minstrel show. There's a reason why white supremacists love Tiffany Haddish. Well, she really outdid herself this week, and it's really fascinating. Give me a second here. Yeah, she literally. I don't know if anybody else saw what was going on with her on this red carpet at the Met Gala. And I emphasize the word gala, the Met Gala, because it's basically a bunch of feminized people getting together and just kind of seeing if they could outdo each other in terms of extravagance. I think that's what they call camp. I didn't know what the word camp meant, but because I kept seeing, this word camp, and what I have concluded is that this camp word has to do with over the top, extremely, weird, crazy, feminized behavior. And I think it's kind of weird, you see guys like Jay-Z showing up, to the Met Gala every year. Beyonce shows up. And I really think that really is kind of a prototypical example of what Black people will do for money, what Black people will do to try to fit in, what we'll try to do to sort of go along with whatever white people tell us is the trendy thing to do. Hey, Artesian and Gregory and James and Nike, etc. Well, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you, Tiffany Haddish. I've long held issues with Tiffany Haddish in terms of how she represents the community. I've never felt comfortable with Tiffany Haddish, and because there's a reason why Tiffany Haddish rose to fame. There's a reason why there are other very talented comedians out here who will never ever get the light of day, because they want you to think Tiffany Haddish is the it girl, right? They always pick the it girl, the it woman, or the it man based on whatever criteria they want for the Black community. They kind of see you as their children or their pets, where basically if you behave like a good dog, they'll give the good dog some treats. So Tiffany Haddish, she earns her treats. They call it Meritorious manumission. In Dr. Claude Anderson's book, in his Powernomics and Black Labor White Wealth books, he talks about meritorious manumission. Meritorious manumission is where Black people were rewarded during slavery for behaving in ways that Massa approved, in ways that made Massa happy. So Tiffany Haddish kind of leads the pack on that. Tiffany Haddish, she's nothing less than Queen Coon. I think that Tiffany is, she's really. I think that she probably, in a weird way, probably gets a kick. She's probably a little bit like Billy Porter, where you have people that probably get a kick out of pissing off people like me, out of irritating people like me, and I'm going to give them reasons to get a kick out of it, because I'm going to talk about it just so we can analyze and break down and explain the behavior and understand where all this comes from. The fact that Black people are not good at managing and controlling and maintaining our wealth is what allows us to become vulnerable to this kind of behavior. Now, you guys might have seen the interview I did earlier today with a rapper by the name of Mike Bizzy, B-I-Z-I. You should follow Mike Bizzy. He's a good dude. And he's a 23-year-old kid, and he talked about rapping and how a lot of his friends who are his age, who are also trying to be rappers, who are also trying to, get put on, trying to get, to the top, how they will just, sell out, do whatever it takes, say whatever the white man tells them to say, act whatever way they're told to behave so they can get that money. And that's one of the reasons why if you don't prepare for your children financially, if you don't prepare them to have a strong economic future, then you're basically pimping your kids. You know, you're pimping your kids. You're selling your children just like just like slaves. Because think about this. I want you to process this. When a young person goes out into the world and they don't have any money or resources, and they don't have the ability, they were never trained on how to obtain resources in an ethical way, then you're pretty much throwing them out to the wolves. Just almost like throwing your daughter out to a pack of pimps and saying, okay, well, you need to go find a way to eat. And so Claude Anderson actually says in books like Powernomics, which I actually keep Powernomics very close to me. Let me see what I can, here it is. You know, in books like Powernomics, Dr. Claude Anderson explains that if you keep sending your children across town to their oppressor in order for them to pay their bills, you don't love your kids. You don't love your kids. When you send your children to go serve white folks and get into any old kind of ridiculousness or do any old kind of coonery that they tell them to do in order to get $1, you know, dance, nigga, dance like a monkey, nigga, and to get that $1, then you don't love your children. Because Tiffany Haddish wouldn't be acting like this if she was financially comfortable and secure, if she was secure in who she was. Tiffany Haddish would not be behaving like this if she were intent on representing her family and her community in an appropriate way. You know, if Tiffany Haddish wouldn't tap dancing for white folks, Tiffany Haddish wouldn't be doing this stuff, right? So anyway, here's the thing. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Welcome to drboycetv.com. This is the home for intelligent Black people. We're talking about Tiffany Haddish, who showed up on the red carpet of the Met Gala today. She was dressed as a pimp, and she also she had fried chicken in her purse. I'm not playing. I'm not making this up. She literally showed up to the Met Gala dressed as a pimp with fried chicken in her purse. I'm gonna try to pull up a video on my Instagram page. My Instagram is The Real Voice Watkins. So if you want to go in there, you can feel free to check that out. But I was kind of stunned. I was kind of floored and blown away. But I wasn't totally surprised because I've seen Tiffany Haddish behave that way before. And I just, you know, it just really kind of was like very much in your face. You've seen Tiffany, if you look at her whole career, Tiffany, and Cat Williams called that out too. I'm glad he did. You know, Tiffany Haddish, basically she's just studied all the stereotypes. She's no different from the rapper who knows what white people want to see, you know, who shows up with all the stuff in his mouth and tattoos all his face, all down his body, pants sagging so his butthole sticking out, acting like a thug, talking about killing Black people, because they like that. They like when Black men act like lunatics and animals and whatever. And that also is what gives them an excuse to go shoot your son when the police pull him over. So you got to think about that. When you support and promote that image, that's what you're asking for. So here's Tiffany on the red carpet. You guys over here, you can't see it, but you can hear it. So just listen up here. I'm gonna play it real quick.
You eat chicken? Is a white woman eat chicken? This year, I'm looking for employees.
Now, did y'all catch that? Did y'all hear what she said? She said, this year I'm pimping, so I'm looking for employees. So not only did she show up with fried chicken in her purse that she was handing out to white folks, but she literally, they asked her about her costume, because at the Met Gala, I guess everybody dresses like cartoon characters, which is not a stretch for her because she's kind of a walking cartoon character. Or as it looks like Derek said, she's been a caricature. I agree with you. But you know, so not only was she handing out the fried chicken out of her purse, but she was also dressed as a pimp at the same time. So she literally came through with like stereotypes to the second and third power. Like she really came hard with it. She's cooning hard. She's cooning so hard she probably needed to go drink some Gatorade afterward because she cooned herself into almost like a coon coma or a kuma. She cooned herself into oblivion. She outdid herself. But she's been cooning. Y'all know that. Y'all know. I mean, that poor lady. Well, it's very, very sad to see this. Now, let me see here. Nene says, so sad she's going through this. She's had a very hard life and has no one to support her, encourage her to do better. Yeah, she never did back then, but now she's got plenty of people to encourage her. And I'm not even gonna, I'm trying my best not to be mean and not to just attack, because I agree with you. It is a reflection of low self-esteem, also a reflection of low cultural esteem, but it's also a reflection of opportunistic, tendencies, right? Because a lot of the folks you see in Hollywood that do a lot of the cooning, like the guy, the big one who said that he got sexually harassed. He was trying to join the Me Too movement. Terry Crews. If you notice, he's been a clown his whole career for the most part. Remember when he used to take off his shirt and grease up his muscles and start dancing like this and stuff like that, right? Like that was kind of, that was his way of fitting into Hollywood. There's a reason why certain types of black people fit into Hollywood, certain types of black men especially. There's a reason why when at the same Met Gala, Billy Porter showed up dressed as Cleopatra and had a bunch of men with no shirts on carrying him out, and he's laid out like Cleopatra. There's a reason why those individuals get celebrated. They get pushed hard in the media. There's a reason for that. There's a historic reason. It goes back to slavery. Meritorious, manumission. Go look it up. It's in Powernomics. Dr. Claude Anderson talks about this a lot. Let's see. I've never heard of this Tiffany Haddish person. Says Justin, good for you. Don't look her up. Don't worry about that. This is just ghetto. It's a business promotion for her. Good or bad press is press. Okay. I wouldn't eat fried chicken from a stranger's purse. I agree. That just sounds nasty, right? Let me see. John, Dr. Boyce, please explain why you promote to our people not to vote. That leaves us more vulnerable. I never say, y'all see, John obviously don't watch me very often, because what do I say whenever people say that I'm telling black folks not to vote? Somebody answer that question for me. Tell John, somebody school John. So anybody from the League of Intelligent Black People, please school Mr. John, Mr. John Ray on my response whenever people accuse me of telling black people not to vote. There you go. The answer is I've never told black people not to vote. You will never find a video where I said to black people, do not vote. I have always told black people to do what's in your best interest, because they're going to do what's in their best interest. So if they aren't going to have your back and you don't feel comfortable with that, then you don't have to have their back. You don't have to do anything. Your ancestors did not die for you to be forced to vote. They died for you to have freedom. Freedom means choosing to do what you want to do. Freedom means voting Republican if you want to. It means voting Democrat if you want to. It means not voting if you want to. You're right. All of those are viable political strategies. I'm not advocating one or the other. Now, I'll tell y'all what my strategy is. I've told you guys, look, I'm not going to vote because none of this inspires me. I'm not worth their time. They're not worth mine. And seriously, I mean, really, when Obama was in the White House, what mattered in my house was what I did with my family. That's what made the difference, not who was in the White House. When Trump was in the White House, my life has actually gotten better since Trump got in the White House, right? The stock market's taken off. I've been telling black folks to invest, take over and control your own destiny. Stop leaning on these damn white folks. Stop looking for a white Jesus. These damn white saviors coming along. We're going to save you. We're going to protect you from the Republicans, because the Republicans want to put you back in slavery. Well, if you're going to protect us from the Republicans, then who in the fuck is going to protect us from you? Who's going to protect us from Joe Biden, who fought like hell? Joe Biden, I told y'all Tiffany Haddish was cooning hard. Joe Biden was working twice as hard as Tiffany when it came to trying to put black people in prison. Go look at those tapes of Biden in the early 90s talking about super predators and using that language to ostracize us the way the way Hitler did the Jews, trying to get us locked up, saying that these people need to be taken out of society, talking about our children, our cousins, our fathers, our sons, our brothers. The reason that you have the fatherlessness epidemic is partly because of people like Joe Biden and Bill Clinton and the Democrats. So do I feel safe believing that the Democrats are going to have my back? No, that doesn't make me feel better. So no, actually, if I'm pushing black people to vote, if I'm forcing them to vote, and I'm saying vote against your interests or vote for somebody that you don't support, then no, I'm not helping anybody. I'm making black people more vulnerable, because I'm telling you to keep doing the same shit that got you into the situation that you're in now. And if we know anything, Nobody knows for sure what the next path is. Nobody knows for sure what the right path is moving forward for Black people. I don't know exactly what's going to happen between 2019 and 2069. But one thing we do know, tell me if you agree, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. One thing we do know is that we cannot keep doing the same shit that we've been doing up until this point. Do we at least agree on that? Do we at least agree that doing the same thing that you've been doing for the last 40 years is probably in all likelihood gonna just get you the same old shit? Do we at least agree that following the same political strategies now that we follow for the last 40 years since 1968 is going to continue to create the same world where Black unemployment has not evolved hardly at all from between now and 50 years ago? Do we at least agree that if we continue to do exactly what we've been doing, that our children will continue to not be educated like they haven't been getting educated for the last 50 years? Do we at least agree that if we keep doing what we're doing, that Black wealth will continue, as it's been predicted, to plummet down to zero, the median of zero by the year 2053? So do we at least agree that whatever strategy we pick, it can't be the same shit we've been doing, the same shit that's being promoted by Negroes on TV who want you to live in the same damn nightmare over and over and over again so that you curse your children with the same curse that was inflicted upon you? I hope that we can agree on that. If we can't even agree that the strategy needs to be shifted, then you should not be here, man. Go watch Al Sharpton or something like Roland Martin or no diss. I'm not even dissing Roland. Sometimes Roland's okay. Roland's right about 30% of the time. You know, but he's an establishment Black man. He's in the establishment. You know, if Kamala Harris gets elected, he's going to get access. He's going to get these special these little treats they give you. You know, when you cooperate and do what they want you to do. But he's okay about 30% of the time. So, but seriously, you need to go listen to somebody like that that's a little more mainstream, because I'm too cerebral for that. This space is not for people that do what other people tell them to do just because they told them to do it. This space is really for leaders. This space is for people that can think outside the box, people that want solutions, not people that want to live with the same problems. Seriously, you know, if you set up a mathematics equation and you think that the answer is 4 and you put 4 in the equation and it doesn't work out, then you don't just put 4 back in it again and think it's going to work out the second time. I have a master's in mathematics, and I know that if I put 4 in 7 times in a row and it doesn't work every single time, I'm not going to keep putting the same number in the 8th time. I'm going to try a different number, a different solution. So find a different solution, Black people. Stop doing what you've been doing. At least give me that. My God. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Also, please share, subscribe, like, all that stuff. Also, don't forget, speaking of solutions, since they're banning Black people from Facebook, we have a plan B. The plan B stands for Black Enough. This is the social media platform that you can go to in addition to Facebook. Stay on Facebook. Keep your Facebook account if you want to. I'm not telling you to leave Facebook. Again, I believe in freedom. So how can I believe in freedom and be forcing you to do something, right? So I'm not forcing you. I'm just an advisor. So as an advisor, I want to let you know we have a solution that we built, and we could use your help in you know, letting the community know what's going down. It's called Black Enough. It's really good. If you're in it and you love it, tell people. If you're in it and you like the platform, please let everybody know so they can give it a try. But I also want you guys to know that in about a week or so, we're going to shut it down, and it's only going to be invitation only. And the reason we decided to do that is because we don't want everybody and their mama coming to join, because that's when you attract the trolls, you attract the feds, and you attract all different kinds of people that don't have the best interest of the community at heart. So what we're going to actually do is shift the model very soon, where if you're not a member, you cannot, if you're not connected to a member, you cannot join, because you will have to be invited in by somebody who's already been admitted into the platform. So, but for now, right now it's open. So feel free to go join and be active and engage. And it's freedom of speech. Nobody gets banned for nothing. You know, we don't ban people unless you go hurt a Black person. Then at that point, we got to ban you because you're acting white at that point. You're acting like a Klansman. But outside of that, we totally, you know, let you do what you want to do, say what you want to say, and share what you want to share, promote your business, all of that stuff. So anyway, so we're talking about Tiffany Haddish, and Tiffany Haddish showing up to the Met Gala with a bucket of chicken, or with chicken in her purse. She had chicken in her purse. And she had on a pimp hat, because she said she was dressed like a pimp. She said, "I'm pimping today. I'm looking for employees." That's what she said. And this is consistent with Tiffany's behavior all, through her career. There's something about Tiffany, where I remember seeing her and thinking, my gosh, she's like a walking stereotype. You ever see how she acts on shows? Like first thing, as soon as she gets on the show, she starts doing like she, like that whole like stereotyping type thing. And then she what's the other thing? And this is one thing they really love about you. This is why Tiffany is so successful. They love her because she lusts after white men like nobody's business. Yes or no? Has anybody ever seen Tiffany go on shows and go out of her way to talk about how she wants to, pick some famous Hollywood man and put his penis in her mouth, or she wants to get Leonardo DiCaprio alone so she can rape him, or Brad Pitt, or it's usually pick a white guy, just fill in the blank with some white guy. There's some white guy that she's lusting after, and she does that deliberately and very publicly. And this also gets her lots of kudos, from white Hollywood, from racist white Hollywood. So Tiffany has a bag of tricks, because unfortunately maybe that's what Tiffany is. She's a trick. She's either a trick or she's a Hollywood hoe. One of the two. I don't know which one to call her, but I do know at the end of the day, it's very sad. It's not good for the image of the Black woman in America. It's not good for the image of Black people in America. It's an easy way to be successful. I mean, if you really want to make it in Hollywood, there's a textbook out there. There's a protocol out there. There's a pattern of behavior out there that you can follow that will get you plenty of opportunities in Hollywood. Lee Daniels is another one who follows that protocol very, 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 very well. In fact, Lee Daniels hit the trifecta. Being a gay man who's married to a white Jewish man, he kind of hit all the nails on the head. Gay, white, Jewish, you can't lose in Hollywood with that. And it's something that's always been true, and it's something that's not going to change. And it makes me feel very, very sorry for Tiffany Haddish. And I think that Tiffany is trapped to some extent, but she's not so much trapped by Hollywood because they probably paid her enough money to be free. I think that she's trapped by her own psyche. She's trapped by her own psychological limitations. Maybe she's trapped by her own self-esteem, trapped by her own ignorance, trapped by her own lack of vision. Maybe trapped by her own stubbornness, maybe trapped by her own arrogance, where she's too arrogant to listen to people like me. And it's okay. I probably wouldn't listen to me either if I was her. I'd probably be mad. I'd probably think that I was just being a hater. I probably sound like a hater. I don't know. But I think that poor Tiffany, I feel like this is not going to end well for her. But most importantly, it doesn't end well for the community because it's the promotion of these excessive stereotypes that makes it very difficult for the rest of us. It's when Black women promote themselves in such a crazy negative stereotypical way, then that's why that white woman at your job thinks that you can relate to certain stuff that you can't relate to. She's not going to see you as a professional, as an intellectual, or whatever. She's going to see you as Tiffany Haddish Part 2. And I think that's what we have to kind of think about as a Black man. When I go out into the world, I know that white men are not going to look at me as Dr. Boyce Watkins. They're looking at me like the way they look at that Black man they saw on TV or their favorite rapper. And I think that's the thing that makes it hard for everybody. And that's why it's important to call out this behavior, because the promotion of stereotypes hurts everybody. David Banner, I respect David Banner to the end of the earth and back, because David Banner was one of the few rappers who had the courage and the intelligence to stop and say, wait a minute, I can't keep doing this. I'm going around the world and I'm seeing my people looking like buffoons. I'm not going to play a part in this. And so, Tiffany has to grow up and kind of realize what she's doing, the damage she's doing to other people. You ready, babe?
Yes.
All right. Good. Well, we about to get up out of here. She got her new fly hairdo. She's looking gorgeous as usual. And so this is the little one's birthday. So we promise her we take her to the mall. So I'm about to roll up out of here, everybody. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody on the count of 3, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't done it, or if you're on Facebook, please share. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Also, do not forget the All Black National Convention. If you really enjoy being Black and being super Black, the All Black National Convention happens the weekend of September 27th in Houston. So you can learn more at allblacknationalconvention.com. It's going to be in Houston. Also, if you want to get flashcards for your children, financial flashcards or workbooks for your kids for the summer, summer's coming, you can go to financialworkbooks.com or financialflashcards.com. The flashcards are very popular. People love them. They're a great way to educate your kids. We use them for our children. And I was telling about the flashcards. The girls like them. They love them. Yeah. So it's really good.
I'm hitting this on thumbs up here.
Oh, well, thank you. So it's a really good tool for your family. So feel free to check that out. And don't forget, we're on iTunes also. So you guys take care. Have a great day. And thanks for hanging out with me again today. It's always fun. So I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.
So you're talking about Tiffany Haddish?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, poor Tiffany.
Give you guys a chance to